Hey guys, Babs here. I know you're going to love hearing my voice. Alrighty, so for our first video, we're going to be going over integers and absolute value. So you should have your focus note-taking page. Go ahead and write your the topic, which is going to be integers and absolute value, along with um, your name, first period, and then the date. I put August because I'm going to hopefully be using these videos for years to come. So I did not want to put a date, but you're going to go ahead and put today's date. So make sure you have this on your page and you also have this on your page. All right, and then we're going to go over to the section. The keywords that we're going to be focusing on today are integers, absolute value, opposites, positive, negative, and I have integers on there twice. But go ahead and write all three of those, or not all three, all of those that are in the section right here. So go ahead and write that. At any time, if you need to, you can pause the video. And so I'm going to keep on going. If I'm going too fast for you, just rewind or hit the pause. All right, so first thing we're going to do is I need you to go ahead and write down the definition of integers. Integers basically are a positive and a negative number. Zero is not going to be included. So go ahead and draw this number line. So if you see right here, we have our negative numbers, and this can keep going. So it can be all the numbers going this way, and it's also all the numbers going this way. So it's going to be, integers are going to be the negative numbers, which you have right here, excuse me, in the definition, and then the positive numbers, which you have right here in the definition. And if you notice, it says right here that the number 0 is neither positive nor negative, so is not included as an integer. So if you get a question that says, is 0 an integer, your answer would be no. All right. Now, when you're doing your focus note taking, you're always going to write a question. First, you're going to take your notes in this section right here, and then you're going to ask, so we took our notes in this section right here, and then you're going to ask your question right here. So on this one right here, I could write the question, let's see here, what is an integer? So I could write what, let's see here. Here we go. What is an integer? What is an integer? Check. And I would move that right here. All right. What is an integer? And I totally forgot to add my question mark. Get my question mark on there. And then I am good to go. All right, so what is an integer? Now, I wrote the question on this one, but I'm not going to do that. All the other times, you're actually going to write your own question in there. All right, so what is an integer? And then when you go back and look at your notes, you know what is an integer, and you know that you're going to find that information out on this side right here. Alrighty, now we're going to go with absolute value because our notes are on integers and absolute value. So absolute value is the distance a number is from the 0, not including the positive or negative sign. So pause if you need to write that definition. So for instance, if I have the number 7, -7, the lines are what we use as our absolute to show that we want to find the absolute number. So on A, if I have an absolute value of the number 7, it's going to be the distance from 0. So if I'm at 0 right here, if I'm at -7, which is right here, if I were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it would be 7 spots away from the 0. So the absolute value of -7 is 7. The absolute value of -2, well, this -2 is 2 away from the 0. 1, 2, 1, 2. So the absolute value is 2. The absolute value of 5 is 5, because if I were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be 5. Absolute value of 4 is going to be 4. Absolute value of 7, again, it's 7 away from 0, so it's going to be 7. And then the absolute value of -4, again, it's going to be 4 away from the 0, so the absolute value of -4 is going to be 4. All right, going on. Go ahead and write your add your question here. So you should be right here. Remember, I added the question up here. I added it right here. What is an integer? But this one, you're going to want to write your own question. So go ahead and write that question. Alrighty, now you think you got it. So I'm going to add a question for you guys, and I want you to go ahead and answer. Alrighty, so the question says, which number is farther from 0 on a number line? -9 or 6? So you're going to tell me if the answer is -9 or if the answer is 6, and then I want you to explain your reason. Once you've done that, I want you to go back over here and you need to add your question so that if you were looking back on your notes like in 2 weeks, you would know what the notes were about. And I'll make sure that I'll also make sure that I check that when you guys get into class tomorrow. So in the end, anytime we do our focus note taking, at the very end, your summary, you're going to summarize what the notes were about. You're going to add your summary here. The summary must be there in order for you to get credit. So go ahead and write your summary there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Adios.